Welcome back to another episode on the See Through It podcast. I am your host, Brian Sells. Today is Friday, so you know what that means. We're covering sports. We are talking sports. A week in sports. A lot of sports news was had some big headlines this week from different things: college basketball, baseball. Today, Eli Manning retiring from the New York Giants. Um, just a lot. Derek Jeter, Hall of Famer. Congrats. Just a lot of things are going on in the sports world. So before we get into all that, let's go ahead and jump into, we got to do the promo. We got to promote. Got to promote. If you are going to be watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Join the conversation there. You can also, when this show is live, you can watch it there and enjoy the chat room that we have going on. Join the conversation there. Also, if you're on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, SeeThroughIt_podcast. On Facebook, www.facebook.com/STIPODCAST. Give it a thumbs up, share, join the conversation there. And you can also email me at SeeThroughItPodcast@gmail.com for any information. Or if you want to, if you're another fellow podcaster and you want to jump on the show and debate some things, not really debate, but, converse on some of those topics, let me know. Contact me there. Also, if you would like to donate to the show, if you would like to purchase any items, here's a mug right here. If you would like to purchase a mug, let me know. And I accept it through PayPal. So paypal.me, see through it. If you like to donate to the show, same spot. So I would greatly appreciate it. If you don't want to donate, that's fine. We're not gonna hassle you to donate to the show. But if you would like to, I would greatly appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get into the topics of today. I know college football is gone. A lot of us feel like the sports world is now dead. But that's not the case. That is not the case. If you are a fan of competition like me, then this is fantastic. We have a lot of things about to start up. I personally like NASCAR. I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people do. I like NASCAR. Daytona's around the corner. The Aussie Open just started. The Australian Open is going right now. Coco is moving on to the next round. Serena Williams is now going home. Oscar got beat by Coco, so it's a lot of stuff. Federer got pushed to like the 6th or 7th set. It's a lot of stuff going on. So if you like competition, there's still some good sports out there that has some competition going on. So it's a lot of stuff to be watching. We still got college basketball. We got the Super Bowl. We got one more NFL game. I don't really count the Pro Bowl because I feel like they should just be out there wearing flags. They're not really. I'd rather them just announce the Pro Bowl team and let that be it. There's no reason to play it. There's no reason to play. It's a bunch of people on the field playing around. I mean, not even really playing. I am against the Pro Bowl, but we'll get into that later. So as we jump into it, we're going to talk about the NCAA, the basketball game between Kansas and Kansas State. I saw that take place. I caught the end of it, actually. I didn't watch the game, but I caught the end of it. And, they say Kansas and Kansas State, that's a rivalry game, but it's really not. Kansas owns Kansas State. Now, if it's football, they go back and forth. But this is basketball. This is not a rivalry. It hasn't been a rivalry for a very long time. Kansas owns that state. They run Kansas basketball. Either way, altercation broke out, and it spilled into the fan section. I saw that, and my immediate reaction was to suspend everyone for 10 games. Everyone that came off or came into that situation trying to instigate it or be a part of it, 10 games automatically. There's no place for that. There's fans sitting there, and thank goodness nothing crazy happened. The one Kansas player picked up a chair and was about to use it. But thank goodness it slipped out of his hands or someone grabbed it, because that would have been tragic. That would have been tragic. Can you imagine if there was a kid or a little child, or just if a regular fan would have been injured at a basketball game due to these kids not controlling their emotions? That's crazy. And then to watch the reaction unfold on ESPN, and people's first thing out of their mouths is, well, they do it in baseball, they do it in hockey. Why is it not okay for them to, tussle it out? Like, what? It's okay in hockey because, first of all, there's a barrier. Like, that's what the sport is. That's a contact sport. I don't see how you draw the comparison. Well, they do it over there. I don't see how that makes sense. There's a barrier, so the fans are not even involved. They can't be involved unless they hop through the net, jump, clear the plexiglass all the way around, and then jump onto the ice. That's the only way they're going to be involved in that fight. I don't see how you try to draw the comparison. And then baseball. It's not really a contact sport, but you have a pitcher throwing a ball at you 100 miles, and he's trying to hit you in your leg, your hand, your head. There might be a reaction. I'm not saying it's okay. No, I'm not saying that at all. But there might be a reaction. And those men, too, they also need to control their emotions because they have a bat. You might lose it and go after the you might lose it and go after the pitcher with your bat. We don't need that. We definitely don't need kids seeing that happening during a baseball game. But to try to point the finger somewhere else to try to justify what these kids did at that basketball game, it's not okay. Again, I'm right is right and wrong is wrong. Anytime you try to justify something to make it seem like it's okay, you're in the wrong. It's not okay. That is not okay. And I'm happy that the players were suspended. I think everyone should be suspended for 10 games. Dick Vitale was on, and he said that they shouldn't be able to play basketball ever again. That's kind of extreme, That's kind of extreme. Now, if there was a situation where the chair actually connected with a person, maybe I can see a 2-year suspension or something like that. But not to ever be able to put on a jersey ever again, that's kind of crazy. I believe that you do make bad choices. When things happen, sometimes you make those bad decisions, and you have to deal with the consequences. But being banned because in the heat of the moment, you didn't check yourself. I don't think that fits. Now, if it was like a chair connecting with another player or a regular fan, then I can see a 2-year suspension or something like that. But forever banned. Fights and little scuffles happen in basketball. Not saying it's right, but it happens. It does happen. And as long as the person is willing to accept the punishment, then we should be willing to be like, okay, here's the punishment. We forgive you. Now do better. Show us better. Show us that you can be better than what you previously were. So that's my take on the whole Kansas and Kansas State situation. I hope it doesn't happen again. But to try to point to another sport because another sport does, it's not the same. You can't do that. I mean that's been a part of hockey since the beginning of. Basketball is not a contact sport. I mean, yes, you run into a screen or a pick or something like that, but it's not a contact sport. Control your emotions, man. Control your emotions. Don't let your emotions control you. Bad things happen for people who can't control their emotions. Bad things happen for people who cannot control their emotions. So, as we transitioning about some more emotions, Zion, his debuted Wednesday, and I would have to say it was pretty decent. He wasn't totally aggressive, attacking the rim. But he's been out for a long time. Tonight he has another game, and we're gonna have to see. My biggest concern with Zion is, I mean, he's a big boy, and teaching him to run differently and move his body and try to shift weight so that it's not all on one leg or he's landing properly. That's going to take some time. I mean, he's been doing this for a long time. However long he's been playing basketball, he's been playing that way for a long time. No one, the college coaches, high school, no one told him to play differently. Now he's in the league. He's dealing with injuries, and he's going to have to play differently. It's going to be something to see. I don't know where he'll be able to sustain his shooting ability, because he made 4 threes in that game against the Spurs. He scored 22 points in 17 minutes. He had a big impact in that game. But it's going to be very interesting to see, is he going to be that same player? Will he return to the ferocious dunker that's always attacking the hoop? Or will he be, more, reserved with how he attacks or how he plays the game? In that game, he shot 4 threes. He made them. So he didn't do that at Duke. He definitely was not accurate like that at Duke. So it's going to be very interesting to see if he can do that and maintain that consistency. So I don't think we have a verdict yet to say that if he would have been playing, that he would have won the Rookie of the Year award, or he's going to be very dominant. We just have to wait and see. I mean, game 2 is tonight. So if you're not doing anything, you should probably check that out if you're a fan of basketball. Let me know how you feel about Zion and his first 2 games in the NBA. It's definitely not the same player that we saw at Duke. That is definitely for sure. It's not the same player that we saw at Duke. So that's that on the basketball front. Baseball. Derek Jeter, 1 vote away from unanimously getting into the Hall of Fame. 1 vote. I want to know, who was the voter? Who was the voter? Why? Why did he not vote for Derek Jeter? What could Derek Jeter have possibly done wrong to him to make him not vote for Derek Jeter? I'm pretty sure they all contacted each other like, hey, we're Derek Jeter's getting in on first round. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's voting for him. Yeah, absolutely. Except me. I'm not doing it. Like, what did he do? What did he do? I want to know, what did he do? Are you a Boston Red Sox fan? What happened? What did he? I just need to know. I don't get how he didn't become a unanimous vote. The captain, Mr. October, model player. What did he do? I just want to know. But anyway, he made the Hall of Fame. He's getting into the Hall of Fame right now with Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens and Curt Schillings. I think they have 2 more years left on their time before they can't get into the Hall of Fame. Do you think they'll get in? I don't know. With all the cheating scandals that's going on right now, I mean, if they don't get in, then Jose Altuve, Carlos Beltran, none of them players from the Houston Astros team should get in that won the World Series. Not talking about Justin Verlander. Was he on that team? I don't think Justin was on that team. Oh, was he on that team? I can't remember. I'm going to have to look that up. But if he was on that team, he can't get in either. No one should be able to get in because they were a part of that cheating scandal. None of them Astros should be able to get into the Hall of Fame if they ever qualify. If Barry Bonds can't get in, Roger Clemens and Kurt, they can't get in. I don't see how you let these guys in. Again, it was steroids. And I get it. It's a form of cheating. It made them bigger, it made them stronger. They could get more power on the ball, I guess. I get that. But I don't see how steroids help with location. I don't see how steroids help with location. I don't see how steroids help with eye and hand coordination. I mean, you still got to see the ball coming. You still got to see the ball coming. So, I mean, I get it. It helped them do a lot of stuff, but still, this was totally different. They had cameras and technology, buzzers and sign like they had a whole bunch of things to let them know what pitch was coming, when it was coming. It was still that's too much. I still stand firm on on what I said the first time. Take the title away. They don't deserve it. Take the title away. That's the only thing that's gonna make them feel some type of remorse. Or these players right now are just talking reckless. Jose Altuve said they didn't find nothing. I didn't do nothing. But I mean, you can watch the replay when he's coming down to the home plate. I missed the call, and he's covering up his. I missed the call. I just hit it. Like you can read. I missed the call. It doesn't take a genius to read his lips and know what he's talking about with all the nonsense that's going on in Houston. Like I don't see how you give that a pass. Maybe you don't have physical evidence, but you have a knowledge of someone doing something wrong. You have it on tape of him. He's mouthing, I missed the call. Like, what is that about? Why do that? It's fishy. So if Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds can't get in and Kurt can't get in, none of those players at the Houston Astros should be able to get into the World Series. I mean, into the Hall of Fame. None of them. Even Justin. I don't care. I feel I feel a little maybe I'm being petty. They beat my Yankees. That should have been the Yankees and the Dodgers playing in that World Series. So yeah, I'm going to say that. It should have been the Yankees and the Dodgers playing in that World Series. They got cheated. They got cheated, folks. We cannot allow them to get into the Hall of Fame when it is their time. Especially if Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens can't get into the Hall of Fame. We can't allow them to get into the Hall of Fame. Baseball season is going to feel very different. It's coming up. It's around the corner. Spring training is going to be starting up here maybe in a month or so. It's going to be feeling very different. People, we're going to, I know me personally, I'm going to be looking at the game like, what's going on over there? Is he looking somewhere for something? What is going on over there? I'm going to question everything. I don't know. Baseball is tainted. Baseball is tainted. Baseball is tainted, y'all. For one Hall of Fame, we talking about NFL Hall of Fame. Eli Manning retiring after 16 seasons with the 16, right? 16 seasons with the New York Giants. I wish he was at the Jets, but the Giants. A good career, a solid career. I wouldn't say it was a solid career. I don't see how you downplay what he's been for the Giants, or you try to take away his Super Bowls and his Super Bowls MVP. I don't see how you do it. Was he flashy? No. Was he a rah-rah man? No. Was he electrifying on the field? No. He was none of those things. He didn't have the foot speed. He wasn't. He didn't throw the ball sidearm, or he didn't do the amazing things. He didn't do amazing things on a football field. But what he did do was take the Giants to the Super Bowl twice. I believe twice. They were wild cards, or they were like close to not being in, and somehow won a division. I know the 2000 what Super the Super Bowl against the Patriots when they broke the Super Bowl 52 Super Bowl 52. That Super Bowl, they were 4-6. They were out of the playoffs. At the beginning of the season, they didn't even have expectations of even being in the playoffs. Tiki Barber retired. They had Brandon Jacobs. They had another running back that was injured. They still had a solid defensive line. I wouldn't say it was an all-pro Giants defense or something like that, but they had a solid defense. And again, they was 4-6. 4-6. They went on a 6-game winning streak, finished the season 10-6, and got to the playoffs and then won the Super Bowl. I don't. How does that not get talked about? I mean, we talk about him being just they try to downplay everything he's done, but both of those Super Bowl runs were the teams were out of the playoffs and they came back, got back into the playoffs and ended up winning the Super Bowl. He's been to the Super Bowl 4 times. He's won 2. I don't see how you. I don't see how you don't believe that he's a Hall of Famer. I don't get it. He's done a lot for that team. He's done a lot for that organization. He's came in, been an Iron Man for the Giants. And I know there are people out there saying, well, he managed the game. He's a quarterback manager. Honestly, that's not a bad thing. You want a quarterback that's out there that's going to manage the game, that's not going to lose the game. Yes, you have those other quarterbacks that's going to be like Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre. Those quarterbacks out there, but a lot of quarterbacks, their job is to manage the game, keep the team from losing the game. Don't go out there and lose the game. And he did that. He went out there and hopefully did not lose the game. He threw a lot of interceptions. He definitely put a lot of interceptions. He threw a lot of interceptions. Yeah. So I mean, if Jim Kelly can be in the Hall of Fame, why can't Eli Manning? If Jim Kelly's in the Hall of Fame, why not Eli? Why not? That's what why not Eli? I remember watching some of those games against the Buffalo Bills, Cowboys and Buffalo Bills. Those games weren't even close. But we celebrate him. He's in the Hall of Fame. You know why? Because he went to 4. They were dominant during the season. Or they were good during the season. I believe Eli deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, despite all the naysayers, all his haters. He's done everything he's supposed to do. I don't know what else. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't loud. Maybe they're holding that against him. Maybe they're holding that against him because he wasn't loud. The New York media couldn't get underneath his skin and make him say something or react a certain way. So maybe they're holding that against him. Who knows? But I say hats off to you, Eli. Congrats on a solid career. From my knowledge, he didn't look like he sustained any crazy injuries that's going to be a problem later on in life. So good, solid, healthy career. Congrats on that, and I hope you get into the Hall of Fame. If not on your first ballot, your second. But you definitely deserve to be there. What else we got? We got Pro Bowl. We got the Super Bowl coming up. We're gonna do a show on the Super Bowl. Pro Bowl. I don't really. Again, I told you earlier, I'm not for it. It's a waste of time in my opinion. So that's that. But anyway, that is the show, guys. I'll be back next Wednesday. Got a nice show planned for next Wednesday. The topic is MLK, Malcolm X. Would the black community still follow? Would today's generation follow Malcolm X and Martin Luther King? So don't miss that episode. That is on Wednesday. That one will be live. And then, like I said, we're going to do a show for the Super Bowl. That one will be live also. So, again, thank you for tuning in. Before we get out of here, let's go ahead and do our little promo. We got to continue to promote the show. We got to promote. So if you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. If you're on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, SeeThroughIt_podcast. Facebook, you see it there, facebook.com, STIPODCAST. Give it a like, give it a share, follow the page. Help me grow those numbers on there. Join the conversation. Also, you can contact me at SeeThroughItPodcast@gmail.com. If you would like to be on the show, if you want to have the conversation about something that you feel that needs to be talked about. If you're a fellow podcaster or news media person, whatever, let me know. We can work something out and get this going. If you like to donate to the show, PayPal me, paypal.me/SeeThroughIt. Also, if you like to purchase, as I've been drinking out of my mug, See Through It Podcast. I have other mugs that I've been doing. I just need to put them on here. I need to do a whole display back there. My mind, I have so much going on. Hoodies, t-shirts, whatever, let me know and we can get that going and sent for you. If you want to check out some of the stuff, you can also find that on Instagram. I've posted some pictures of some of the stuff that we've done already. So go see that if you are interested in purchasing items. If you like to donate there. If not, that is fine. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching this. This is a pre-recorded episode. Next week will be a live episode. Wednesday and Friday show will be live. So again, thank you for tuning in. This is the See Through It podcast. Don't forget, don't be blinded by the media. Hashtag See Through It. I'm your host, Brian Sells. Y'all have a safe day, safe night, good weekend. I'll see y'all Wednesday. Peace.